Picture this. You're in the most important job interview of your life. The interviewer leans forward, smiles, and says, "So, tell me about yourself." You've practiced this exact question 100 times, but suddenly, your mind goes completely blank. That feeling of panic, today we're going to fix that forever.
Welcome, everyone, to LES, the English show built specifically for immigrants. I'm Mr. Jones.
And I'm Leslie. This channel exists to give immigrants the real, practical English that textbooks never, ever teach. If that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a lesson.
Today's topic is one we get asked about constantly, the American job interview. It's a unique cultural experience, and knowing the unwritten rules can make all the difference. We're going to break down the 3 most common and most feared interview questions.
All right, let's dive right into the deep end with question number 1. Tell me about yourself. It sounds so simple, but it's a trap. So many people answer this by just repeating their resume. They say something like, "I am from Brazil. I have 5 years experience in marketing. I am hardworking and dedicated."
Exactly. And Leslie, can you tell our listeners why that answer doesn't work?
It's just too robotic. It sounds like you memorized it from a piece of paper. The interviewer already has your resume. They don't need you to read it to them. They're looking for your personality, your story.
That is the key insight. They are looking for a story. They want to know who you are, not just what you've done. So let's offer a better way. There's a simple formula we teach. Background plus a key achievement plus why this company.
Background, achievement, and why this company.
Let's put it into practice. Instead of that robotic answer, try something like this.
I've spent the last 5 years in digital marketing, where I led a project that increased our online engagement by 40%. I recently moved to Chicago, and I'm really excited about the opportunity to bring that experience with community building to a company like yours, which is known for its strong customer focus.
See the difference? It's a narrative. It connects your past to their future. And crucially, keep your answer concise. Under 90 seconds is the golden rule. Give them a powerful snapshot, not your entire life story. And one more thing to avoid with this question, don't get too personal. The interviewer doesn't need to know about your family, your hobbies, or your life story, unless it's directly relevant to the job. Keep it professional and focused on your career narrative.
Okay, that's a fantastic start. But what about the question that everyone dreads? Mr. Jones, let's talk about question number 2. What's your greatest weakness?
Ah, yes, the classic. The immediate temptation is to give a fake weakness, one that you think sounds like a strength.
Right. The wrong answer everyone gives is, "Oh, my greatest weakness is that I work too hard. I'm a perfectionist and I just care too much about my job."
I guarantee you, every interviewer on the planet has heard that answer 1,000 times, and it immediately signals one thing: dishonesty. It shows a lack of self-awareness. What they're testing here isn't your skills, it's your character and your capacity for growth.
So, what's the correct way to handle it?
Acknowledge a real but manageable weakness, and then, most importantly, show what you have done to improve it. It demonstrates self-awareness and a commitment to personal development.
That makes sense. So, a better answer might sound like this. In the past, I sometimes struggled with delegating tasks. I had the instinct to want to control every detail to make sure it was done perfectly.
That's a real weakness. Now, show the growth.
However, I've been actively working on this. I started using project management software to assign tasks clearly and trust my team members' expertise. It's actually led to better outcomes and a more empowered team.
Perfect. It's honest, it shows proactive problem solving, and it ends on a positive note. That's how you turn a weakness into a strength.
Okay, this brings us to our third and final question, which is especially important for our audience. It's not always asked directly, but it's always there. how to talk about your immigrant background.
This is a critical point. Many immigrants feel the need to apologize for their accent or their background.
Exactly. The wrong way to handle this is to say something like, "Please excuse my accent. English is not my first language, but I try my best." You're essentially apologizing for who you are.
Let me be very clear to everyone listening. Never, ever apologize for your background. It plants a seed of doubt in the interviewer's mind that wasn't there before. Your immigrant experience is not a liability. It is a strength. It is your superpower.
I love that. Frame it as a superpower. So, what does that sound like in practice?
My international background has given me a unique perspective. I've learned to communicate effectively across different cultures and to adapt very quickly to new environments. I believe that's a real asset in today's diverse and global workplaces.
That is so much more powerful. You're not just a candidate, you're a candidate with a global perspective, with resilience, with a proven ability to navigate challenges.
Precisely. You are turning a perceived weakness into an undeniable strength. Own your story. Be proud of the journey that brought you to that interview room.
Okay, one bonus tip before we get to our practice session. At the end of the interview, they will almost always ask, "Do you have any questions for us?" Mr. Jones, what's the wrong answer here?
The only wrong answer is no, I don't have any questions. This signals a lack of interest or a lack of preparation. You must have questions prepared. This is your chance to interview them.
And you should avoid asking about salary, vacation, or benefits at this early stage. Focus on the role, the team, and the company's goals.
Excellent point. A great question shows you're already thinking like an employee. For example, what does success look like in this role after the first 90 days?
Ooh, that's a good one. Another could be, what is the biggest challenge the team is currently facing? Or can you describe the team's culture?
These are intelligent, insightful questions that show you are serious about contributing and finding the right fit. Always have at least 2 or 3 ready to go.
Finally, let's talk about the follow-up. The interview isn't over when you walk out the door. Sending a thank you email is non-negotiable in American business culture.
Absolutely. Within 24 hours, you need to send a brief, professional email. Start by thanking them for their time. A simple, "Thank you so much for the opportunity to interview for this position" is perfect.
Then you can add a sentence to reiterate your enthusiasm. Something like, "I wanted to follow up and reiterate my enthusiasm for joining your team."
And it's powerful to reference something specific you discussed to help them remember you. For example, I particularly enjoyed our conversation about the upcoming product launch. Then you can close with, "Please let me know if you need any additional information from my side. And I look forward to hearing from you."
All right, theory is great, but practice is better. Let's run through a quick mock interview. I'll be the interviewer. Mr. Jones, are you ready to be our model candidate?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Thanks for coming in today, Mr. Jones. Can you start by telling me a little about yourself?
Of course. I've spent the last 4 years working in customer service management, where I led a team of 12 and improved customer satisfaction scores by 30%. I recently relocated to Chicago, and I'm excited about the opportunity to bring that leadership experience to your company.
That's great. What would you say is your greatest weakness?
Honestly, I used to struggle with saying no to additional projects. I just wanted to help everyone. But I've been working on prioritizing my tasks using a clear system and setting realistic timelines, and it's made me much more effective and focused.
Very insightful. Finally, do you have any questions for us?
Yes. What does success look like in this role after the first 90 days?
Excellent job, Mr. Jones. Listeners, I hope you heard how he applied all the principles we discussed. Now, for the final part of our lesson, vocabulary recap. We're going to say a key phrase, leave a pause, and we want you to repeat it out loud. Repetition is the mother of skill. Ready?
I've spent the last X years.
I recently relocated and I'm excited to.
I've been actively working on it.
My international background has given me.
What does success look like in this role?
I look forward to hearing from you.
And that is your lesson for today. Practice these answers and phrases this week. Don't just think about them. Say them out loud until they feel natural.
And please subscribe to LES for a new English lesson for immigrants every single week. Your support helps us create more lessons just like this one.
And comment below with your biggest interview challenge. We read every single reply and we'd love to help you.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.